Inland navigation. Many thousands of years ago, primitive man discovered that he could get from one side of the river to the other side by sitting on a floating log. If he wanted to take his wife and belongings with him, he tied several logs together to make a simple raft. This raft was the first boat used by man. Boats have become more and more complicated since the first raft was built. And although men now travel by train, automobile, bus, and planes, they still find boats very important. Thousands of cargo boats, small passenger boats, barges, and tugs sail up and down the rivers and lakes of the world carrying freight and people. This kind of shipping is called inland navigation. One of the most important inland shipping areas in the world is in the United States. Every year, from April to December, the Great Lakes are crossed and recrossed by hundreds of cargo boats. Sometimes they carry only freight, at other times, they carry passengers and cars too. The cargo boats have important jobs to do. They carry the iron ore which is mined in the mountains beyond Lake Superior to cities such as Chicago and Detroit on the shores of Lake Michigan. They also bring wheat and limestone from the western parts of the lakes. Not all cargo is carried from west to east. The boats also carry huge loads of coal, which is mined in Pennsylvania and then shipped to the western states from Lake Erie. But, like most lakes where winters are cold, the Great Lakes freeze over in the winter. So, another kind of boat is needed to break up the ice and clear the way for shipping. This boat is called an icebreaker. The icebreaker has a very powerful engine. The bow of the boat is designed so that when it gets caught in thick ice, the boat will not be crushed. Instead, as the ice pushes against the bow, the whole boat rises until it is sitting on top of the ice. Then the weight of the boat crushes the ice. A good icebreaker can crush ice up to 12 feet in thickness. Another inland craft is the small passenger boat. Until 1950, many large and luxurious passenger liners cruised through the Great Lakes. Now, only two United States and three Canadian passenger lines operate on the lakes. However, on some of the other lakes of the world, small passenger boats are still used a great deal. In some areas where the lakes lie between mountains, it is difficult to reach the lakeside towns by road. So, people often travel from town to town by boat. The inland freighter is a special kind of cargo boat which is used mainly on the Great Lakes. It looks quite different from most other cargo boats. Its bridge is placed far forward and its engine room and crew's quarters are way at the other end towards the stern. This arrangement leaves the entire center section of the boat free to carry cargo. The cargoes usually carried by these inland freighters are ore and grain. The loads are often as large as 16,000 tons. The paddle steamer was once widely used, but that was before the invention of modern steam and diesel engines. On the paddle steamer, the engine made the paddle wheel turn. The wheel, as it turned in the water, pushed the boat along. But the wheel did not work very well in rough waves. So the paddle steamer would not move quickly in the ocean. Finally, more than 100 years ago, shipbuilders invented the screw propeller. It is also turned by an engine, but it is completely underwater and is smaller and more compact than the paddle wheel. It works very well in either calm or rough water. The Mississippi River boats were really floating hotels. The river boats were paddle steamers. They are rarely seen now because there are many faster ways to travel the length of the Mississippi River. Paddle steamers are now used only when speed is not important. Some ferries and small pleasure boats run by paddle wheels still chug across the lakes and rivers of the world. Jet planes can cross countries and continents in a few hours, and trains can travel thousands of miles in a few days. But there are still times and places where boats cannot be replaced by other transportation. Thank you very much.